Nowadays people are real assholes. Like really, that's why I'm a bit of a misanthrope and it sounds strange as a spiritually awakened person, but I'll tell you why. To give you a very simple example, but I have tons of examples. So yesterday I met a guy that I already saw 3 times on 3 different events. And there's 2 examples that I'm going to give now. And I'm just sitting there, chilling there at the fireplace. I'm just super relaxed, and he like takes one of like the wood thingies, and he pretends to like hit me with it. And then he goes like, imagine this is your last picture before you vanish, and tomorrow you're like dead or something. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm telling you, there's so many psychopaths, so many crazy people here in the Algarve. It's absolutely insane. And I was just like trying to get away from him. Then he sits next to me again. I was like, what the hell? Then this other woman, there's these people are so fucking crazy, honestly, like literally. And it comes. One thing is spiritual awakening and realizing your true self. The other thing is LIBO Pro, lifestyle boundary protection, protecting yourself from these crazies. So the other crazy one is she was doing all of the pictures here and the photos and videos for the event and so forth. And I had twice a chat with her. And she yesterday in the evening, she was like, we had a little chat twice or 3 times. And one time she goes a little bit like, "Oh, you should have told me that you're going to make a video as well, because then I wouldn't have had to do it and so forth." And I was like, chill your base, okay? I wasn't even sure I was going to make the video, but that wasn't the problem. So in the evening, she tells me, "Oh, are you going to stay on the parking lot here as well? Are you going to stay on the parking lot as well? Because I hate to be alone in the dark. Like, I'm afraid of the dark." And I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm staying here as well. I'm not driving anything anywhere in the night." So 8 o'clock this morning, I go look up the street, and as I pass, I say hello to her. And she goes like, "Huh, huh." And then I come back and she just drives off. She doesn't even say, "Hey, wish you a nice day, bye." Could have been something super quick. People are so freaking, they're not sociably anymore. There's so much anger, there's so much passive aggressiveness. I don't know what's going on with these people, but it is not normal. And this is the benefit of really sometimes meeting older people like 50, 60, that have, they're, for example, normal couple. They've been together for a long time. They've been doing maybe like, I don't know, living in the van or something. They still seem kind of normal, but there's so many strange people here. It's absolutely fucking insane. It's like I don't think I've met rarely any normal person. Then I met this English dude, right? I think I told you about this, that I stopped the friendship with him because he was so accusatory. And I wonder if it's me. So I sent the message he sent to me to like 3 friends, and they were like, "Nah, that's not a friend. Just drop this guy." And the funny thing is, so I went to lunch yesterday with 2 other people, and he happened to come by, and he was intruding into that space, and he was like, he wants to talk to me, and I was like, "Hey, this is not the time." And then he was like, "I'm gonna wait for you downstairs." I'm like, "Okay." Um, so he comes back up, he talks to me, and he's again the same shit. He starts, and he doesn't even see that he was accusatory. He's totally blind to that spot. And I'm honestly, this is the thing, like people are so intensely trying to connect with others. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Like it's literally not worth it. They're all crazies. They're all sucking your energy. They're all making problems in your life. Like if you want to heal something, if you want to have really a loving life, you have to start with yourself first. And from that, you have to set your boundaries. And if you don't set your boundaries, it's just going to be really messy. All of these people have money problems. They're like absolutely at zero money. They have mental problems. They have communication problems. They have social problems. I don't see that in me. But because I protect myself, I might react in a strange way, uh, but or not in a strange way, and to say it differently, to in a way that people cannot follow me because I follow this radical rule of highest harmony, self love, spiritual awakening, and so forth. But come on, this what the fuck is sorry, but what the fuck is going wrong with her? Like, why can't I mean, we had like three longer discussions, maybe four, and she's like, "Oh, please be next to me when I sleep." So I stay next to her, and 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 with the van, and she can't even say goodbye. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with these people? Like, yeah. And here comes the thing: a lot of people don't know how to act in terms of their own self-interest. I'm very hardcore. Like this, I'm not gonna say names, but this this woman, I'm not gonna have any contact with her anymore at all. The same with the British guy, because he was like, maybe we do a project sometime. I was like, no, there's no way we're gonna do any project. Here's the thing: um, if you feel you're dependent on others emotionally, financially, whatever, you're gonna make a compromise with your own higher harmony and self-love. And this is the great thing about being highly independent in today's world, is you don't have to do that. Um, and I do think that we live in a world which is very different from like 100, 200 years ago. You know, it's not like Ramana Maharshi 100 years ago in an Arunanchala. We do have just a different system running, and in the matrix, so to speak, and to learn to navigate that the best way. I think it's really important to disengage with toxic people that like, but that's toxicity. The fact that you left without saying goodbye, even just a short like, hey, that's just pure toxicity. You don't want to have these people around. You don't. And then they start these community. You know, I've been. Uh, let's be very very specific. I've been in 3 or 4 or 5 eco communities, just different kind of communities. They all have narcissists. They all have toxicity, often from the top down. It's highly toxic at times. I'm not gonna name names, but and people who've been in there, help build it, that are grounded, a little bit like me, maybe more. They all agree to the same thing. Don't try to build that shit. It doesn't work. Um, society. If you don't have boundaries, if you don't have self love, you won't care. But you will also not never be truly happy. Um, because you will go through the cycle of being pulled into codependency over and over and over and over again. You have to build self love first, higher harmony, and from that you decide what is allowed in your energy system, in your field, and what is not. And if you don't do that, you will just fall into the same trap over and over again. Don't forget, for example, narcissists are so good in manipulation that even if you think you understand them, you have zero chance against them because they've literally developed this from childhood. Yeah, so that was a little rant, but also some wisdom in there. Um, and literally understand that you being alone is okay. You don't need anyone else. This is one of the most important things, but you have to also figure out your financial independence in this world, your emotional, your spiritual independence, everything, in order to be free also from the fear of not having to. For example, the British guy, I didn't have any need whatsoever to clarify anything with him. He wanted to clarify something, and I had an open space. But actually, I got a little bit sad during the conversation, and I noticed why. Because I didn't even want to talk to him, and I overstepped my own boundary in the sense like that I gave him even the space because I was just being too nice. But I knew my intuition, my whole body was telling me it's going to be exactly the same thing. And I could sense in the end of the conversation, never gonna have touch with him again. And with this woman, the same thing. Like, people are like, a lot of times then people will judge me based on like, well, you're not, you should be more understanding, whatnot. Listen, who's understanding to me? You have to really, it must be reciprocation. And if there's no sort of reciprocation, then you don't need. By the way, there's usually a reason why people have a really fucked up, messed up life, financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, because they're so problematic that they can't hold normal spaces, like just a goodbye or something. I've never met an older couple, let's say around the 60 years old, who are with the van, after retirement, say, or during retirement when they're driving around, who wouldn't have said goodbye in the morning. I don't know anyone, but these these people, there's it's just weird as fuck. And some people are like, they don't use people as utility, and I think this is a really important point. They use people as utility because they're like, okay, I'm still gonna stay friends with her in order to have more social acceptance, not because of her, but because of when I meet her again at a different event and so forth. And I noticed this with a girl from Essentia, uh, who was toxic to me. And then when I met her at a different event, she was like, "Oh, how are you?" And I was like, it's like, no, 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 no. Unless you apology for me is the baseline. If she can't apologize, and she was like, "I don't even remember what I said to you." I was like, "There you go." No, literally in this super crazy world, you have to have boundaries, and COVID was the best way to see how you have to have boundaries, even with people you think that have competence. Most people out there do not have competence in a lot of fields, even if they have a diploma on their wall. The, the true competence is super rare, and understand that. Yeah, and also I wanted to say something. So when I think about doing a session with someone, not me doing it for them, but them for me, I think twice, thrice, fourth times whether I truly want to do a session with them. Because if they don't truly have the competence and the safe space, for example, if somebody's like offering for 300 euros, they're offering, like some special session or so forth, I really have to look into whether I truly feel they have competence. I truly want to do it with them, because you're getting yourself into their energetic space, and they can create a lot of havoc if they don't have true competence. And you notice, for example, if somebody has really erratic energy, like they're there and there and there and there and there and there, but in the session they don't hold that spaciousness. I mean, they can be very energetic, it's no problem, but in the session they must have quietness, spaciousness. That usually comes from spiritual awakening. Otherwise, it's probably not the right thing to open your energies in their space. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to communicate a bit that not enough people are careful of, and not enough people set clear boundaries in that way. Um, yeah, what a shitty thing to do. Honestly, like, oh, please, can you say, are you the at you at night on the same parking lot because I'm so fearful? And in the morning she just zoom without saying goodbye. It's uh yeah, it this kind of behavior, if everyone does it, makes a bad society, and you couldn't even build a community on top of mentality like that. You just can't. Community is responsibility, showing up, being there.